Warning, the following podcast contains Scottish people, and as a result, they will potentially use offensive language in their discussions. So don't be a and turn it up.
Welcome to the ICW Fans Podcast, this time featuring Kez Evans. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children over the age of 18, this is the ICW Fans Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Who have we got in the room today? Well, obviously, it's me, it's Craig. I'm joined by Alan. Kirstin's cutting about somewhere over there. Kellyann sitting in the corner looking at me like, what the fuck? And who else is in the room with us today, guys? Go.
Well, we have got an individual today for the brand new era of the ICW Fans Podcast, a hybrid era. It gets a bit of a bad name for the fans.
Yeah.
Why?
But I don't know why, because, you know, in half an hour company that we've been in, he is a really nice guy. He's a top guy.
Yep,
I mean, he's
yep.
Seems
given
that,
us signed pictures for a charity pod crate.
Yeah. T-shirt.
Yeah, everything. I don't know what fans don't like about him.
Don't
I mean,
know what the problem is.
this guy is a great guy. He is your reigning, defending, current ICW World Heavyweight Champion. It is Kez Evans. How are we?
Hey, hello.
So good to still hear that. Reigning World Heavyweight Champion. Who'd have thought it? After how many years have I been in ICW?
Quite
That's
a few.
going on,
5?
I think, question that maybe 4.
4.
And the amount of abuse that I've got, the amount of comments saying,
Sorry.
oh, you're not going to get anywhere. And where am I?
And here you are.
Tap of the fucking card.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Top
sir.
guy, dominating, and it's not as though you went straight to, you know, ICW World Heavyweight Champion. You went square goal winner,
Mm-hmm.
0G Championship.
Yes.
So you just climbed the ladder in a very, very short space of time, I believe.
No?
Less than 2 years.
Probably
steps
one of
at a
the
time.
heaviest 0G champions ever.
Really?
Aye, like nearly 235. But that
Fuck.
was during lockdown era, so I had an excuse.
235 is what I like to think of him, but
Craig, I don't even think your left leg's 235. Fucking hell.
I'm probably
Dead.
one of the only 0G champions never to leave their feet.
Really?
Can you see me doing stuff what Daz
that's
Black
That's a
does?
fair point, I suppose, isn't it?
Ah, well,
I mean,
I don't really need to either, do you? No.
Nah, definitely not. So we have got a fair few amount of questions in general from ourselves to find out a little bit more about yourself, what inspired you to become a wrestler, you know, influences and things like that.
to spoil the first fucking question.
Well, it's the same fucking question as it always fucking is.
You'll be happy to hear that nothing's changed since we last done this.
No, it's been nearly 2 years, but, you know,
Lockdown's been tough on everyone, and you know it's good to be getting back into doing this the old-fashioned way rather than standing in front of a big white room. You know, if you know what that is, if you don't know what that is, then check it out. But aye, let's go on with this.
yeah.
That
Give
was
us a
bring-
go.
moderately cryptic, Craig, but never mind.
Yeah. You really realise we still stand in a big white room at times, Craig?
So we do.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. The only thing different now is we're not doing it over, you know, Zoom calls or anything like that. It is,
One in my weird basement.
yeah, in your weird basement. Aye. The nice new studio. Nice new studio. All our equipment is here. Back in the room, bringing the guests to you live and in person to get the reactions.
I would say if he's invited me to a Zoom chat, I would have refused. Just flat out refused, because I hate Zoom. Hate it. Hate it with a
I think
passion.
that's a completely fair point.
Aye.
Absolutely.
If yous came to me and says we've got to do a podcast, I'd be like, fine. Then you say Zoom, I'd tell you no.
Yeah,
Aye.
we
What about Google Meets?
No.
Skype?
No.
Just eye them. Cool.
I'm not a technical whiz. You try to email me, I'm like, how the fuck do I get into my emails.
Aye.
Half the time I say, what's happened with this? They said, oh, we emailed you. And I'm like,
Cool.
Dunno.
So you didn't tell me anything then.
Aye.
Right, cool.
So we're going to fire straight into the first question, which if you listen to previous episodes, it is no surprise. It's one that we love to hear. And it is, who or what inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
well, I wouldn't really say inspired. I'll tell you how I got into wrestling.
Cool.
Okay.
So, normally 9 times out of 10, what do they normally say? Flicking through the channels.
Aye.
See wrestling,
Older sibling or something.
wrestling with
aye.
siblings.
My dad had a heart attack.
Fuck. Right.
Mhm. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. 10-year-old, and I'm waiting in the hospital for meeting times, and I'm bored shitless. So I'm like, I'm going into W.H. Smith, pick up a magazine. Who do you think is on that magazine? It was a SmackDown magazine, by the way. Who do you think was on it?
Rock.
Chris. No.
No?
Fucking JBL.
Right, okay.
And for some reason, I was just like, oh, I'm going to pick this up and read through it. For some reason, JBL
Aye.
just...
Right, okay.
Caught your attention?
And then I picked up and then I saw RVD in it. And I was like, this guy looks cool. And I'm like, oh, right, I'm going to start watching this. My first ever wrestling show I ever watched was WrestleMania 21.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Intro.
Mania 21. And then ever since then, I was hooked.
Well,
I actually met my best pals through that. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have became a wrestler either, because without my best pal, he wouldn't have found
Schools, GPW.
GPWA.
Right.
So there you go. That's
Amazing.
how I found out wrestling. I saw fucking JBL of all people.
It's your fault.
So if I ever meet him, I need to give him a handshake and say thanks for making a 10-year-old boy fucking fascinated about you.
So, JBL made that 10-year-old boy world heavyweight fucking champion.
Yes, let's just all blame him.
Aye, it's his fault. I think that is...
Is that first? That's definitely
That's
unique.
definitely
Aye,
a
that's
first
definitely our
one,
first.
Unique
Like,
answer.
everybody, it's been siblings, or as you say, flicking through channels, or seen this and I was like, oh, that looks cool. I want to try and do that. Or that's
No,
something.
Dad had a heart attack. He's fine, by the way. He's fine.
Good. Glad he's fine.
Glad
Good
to
to
hear
hear. Good to hear. Okay.
I love saying that just to throw people off and see how they react.
Because
Kind of thing.
it's definitely not expected, because everybody has been, as you said, siblings flicking through channels, or they just found it one day and they don't even remember how they found it. But no, that's a very specific story.
I
That's
said
great.
it one time to another person that was interviewing me, and he fucking laughed because it was so awkward.
Aye.
Because I went, Dad had a heart attack, and he went, I was like, the fuck you laughing at?
You don't know
That's
what you
no fucking
actually
fun.
got.
But do you know what? That's gives you the character and the backstory of it. It wasn't a case that I went to W. Smith for a packet of Starburst, and I believe that things happen for reasons, and
Yeah.
and as they say, look at you now. If it was, you didn't see that
I
magazine.
thank fuck my dad had a heart attack.
Aye.
Listen, well, I don't know if this is still in it or not, but Craig, you made fun of me for the same questions. So, to quote Kez, fuck's sake! To quote Kez, fuck you. I'm interested in this next question then, because that first question is just going to throw this right off.
Aye.
And I feel as though I'm setting myself up here first. I feel as though that I know the answer that I'm going to get to begin with.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's looking to become a professional wrestler?
Go to GPWA.
I mean, that's the best advice you can give, to be honest.
That's specific advice. Obviously, what I would say to newcomers is keep that shut. You kind of physically see. Keep your mouth shut, ears open. You're always there to improve. Don't think you're coming in thinking, like, I'm world champion right now, but I still need to improve stuff.
Yeah.
Always have that open mind. You always can improve. Something can be good, but it could be better. So I don't think your shit don't stink.
Nice.
Aye.
Yeah.
That's, again, a very specific
Yeah.
answer than what...
And don't come near me.
Aye. Yeah, again, that's a great answer in comparison to what we've heard before and stuff
Yeah,
like
what
that.
have
And, you know, find a good training school.
Normally it's
What
like
have you
find
heard
a
before?
good school, get yourself in a good physical shape before you go,
Aye.
But it's just
Well, see with
go to
the
the asylum.
physical one, it's good to have good physical,
Yeah.
a good physical health in that.
background, yeah.
But when I started, I was in college doing fitness, health and education. So
Right,
I was
okay.
pretty fit.
Yeah.
I actually had the fucking six-pack, if you wouldn't...
Jesus.
Exactly. And
Still wasn't enough, was it?
No. I was in there and it humped me. There's nothing like wrestling. You could be as fit as possible, but see, as soon as you run the ropes,
Aye.
Yeah.
you're gubbed. So, it would help it being physically fit, but it still can't prepare you for it. So all you need to do is just keep at it, and
Just go.
Yep.
Try.
Yeah.
even if you fail, pick yourself back up. Because I've failed numerous times.
Yeah.
I'll still fail in the future, but you need to pick yourself up if
Yeah,
you want to keep doing it.
Yeah, and look at, as we says at the start of this, the 2 years that you've had to win that square goal, even the matches leading up to that, which we're obviously going to go through. I mean, you've not just inserted yourself into the main event. You've won the square goal.
Yeah.
You've won the Zero G Championship. You've won the World Heavyweight Championship. There's people in there, and main roster members have been there for years. It hasn't done that in the career span that they've been, and in 2 short years, you've done it, and you've rose to the top.
On a wave of hatreds, but we'll come to that at some point, I imagine.
Well, haters gonna hate.
A wave.
A new question that we kind of brought in, and again, I just keep referencing back to this JBL. Is there any wrestler influences within your career, e.g., like your ring gear, your moveset, your finisher, things like that?
Well, the obvious one with the finishers is Taz and Suzuki.
Right.
I'm a big mark for Suzuki.
Okay.
I love Suzuki. Taz, I just thought, it was during lockdown, and I thought, nobody's using that. At the time,
Aye.
fuck you, Hook. Fix your fucking hair. You better keep that in, I don't care. At the time, nobody was using the Taz mission, and I was like, why not?
I know.
Because there'll be folk that I can't get up for the Gotch style pile driver.
Yeah.
Because it's no strength thing, it's a balance thing, and sometimes with the heavier folk, it can be a bastard. You can see. If, I don't know if the 40s have been released, there's a 40. See, during the Barrowlands match
Aye.
with Jackson, the Gotch that I hit on the apron, no joke, I had him just two fingers.
Fingers.
That was all the grip that I could get
Right.
Right.
on that apron.
Aye, okay.
Knackered, hips humped for earlier on, and I'm going like that, and it's just one of the ones I don't think I can get it on everybody.
Aye,
So
so it's definitely good to have something as a backup, and Taz Mission is a belter of a sleeper hold. It's a belter of a choke. It was always sold so well back in the day with everybody else.
Woodcock clutches are better than fucking Red Rum, that's for sure. Again, fuck you, Hook. Moveset. I don't really got a moveset. I'm just like hurting folk.
Aye.
I like a wee belly to belly now and then. Obviously, well, moveset wise, it's obviously your older style of wrestling, like your cut angles, your
Aye.
JBLs with the clotheslines
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's just, I've always said I like it simple. See folk that do all this
Do
crazy
you call
stuff.
yourself a brawler then? More.
Probably a brawler. But I like keeping things simple. I can, believe it or not, I can do a springboard moonsault.
100%, believe it. Aye.
But you don't need to.
No, I
As-
don't
as
need
you
to.
say, it's-
That and I don't want to. Because knowing me, I'll be like, oh, I can do this and I can do that. Then comes showtime, I'll fuck it up royally. So
Aye.
that's just how I am. So I just stick to what I'm good at. Ring gear wise, I had that Vader style gear and the Pete Dunne style. Because I changed that because it was actually Pete Dunne that inspired me with that singlet.
Yeah. No, when you're talking about, aye.
Because for a while everybody was wearing just the tights and that. And
Singlets are dynamite. I love a singlet.
aye, but nobody was using them at the time
Aye.
apart from Pete Dunne and can't mind who else. So I thought I'll start using it
Yeah.
because it hides up on
Aye. Aye.
my bits.
Nah, but as you say, I mean, it's different. No very many people are using it, and it makes
Well,
it does make you
nowadays,
stand out.
aye, everybody's basically using a singlet now, but aye. And then my newest gear, basically see Kama, Godfather. That was his style of gear. I was like, I may as well. So that's where I get that for.
Okay.
No, I see it.
So aye, those are the type of wrestlers that influence me. All your
Aye.
brawlers and your I'm not looking at high flyers and that and saying, oh,
Aye, we're not going to see you sticking a mask on anytime soon.
oh, absolutely not. Sometimes technical stuff, but half the time I'm like, fuck this.
If you can just club somebody in the curtain, do it.
Aye, that's
Exactly.
the best thing to do.
Why fuck about if you can just do it
Why
like
fuck
that?
about if I can just go, good night?
Exactly.
What? Oh, sorry for hurting you though.
Aye. We'll know the video part, Craig. See, I love that thing that like all the wee hidden bits, and I wouldn't. Now that you've mentioned the ring gear, I can't unsee it, and it's,
I probably shouldn't have told you then, should have.
no, but it's like our stuff's got a lot of different hidden meaning and like, fonts and things like that, and it's nice to see.
Yeah.
It's like when Leighton had his gear, recent gear, and it was for the
Oh, aye, Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Because he was in that shite
Aye.
game. I'll say it.
I
The
mean,
reason
aye.
nobody knows Leighton is because the game was shite. That's why everyone was shocked. Wee dick.
Aye, I'm not a Castlevania fan anymore. I used to be, but I did go back and look at some clips of that one. I went, fuck, aye, that is him right enough. Oh, dear.
Also, another reason, if you're wondering why I chose orange, because nobody used orange.
Aye.
So,
Stands out.
Aye.
then
Wow.
fucking Taz had to come back, didn't he?
The king of orange.
I know. We've both got Z in our name, 3 letters. Name, fucking using Taz mission. Ugh. If I go to AEW, I'm humped.
Aye.
I'm humped.
You go to AEW, kick Hook's fucking cunting.
Fucking well, I know.
Fuck Hook.
Fuck Hook.
If you hadn't become a wrestler, is there any other passion that you would have done? Nothing at all.
Nothing. Honestly, nothing. Can't really. Wasn't a sporty person.
Okay.
Don't like football. Don't like rugby. Don't like any of
Which
that
is
stuff.
funny, because you were doing like physical education and that. Like,
I like going to the gym and that,
Aye.
but that type of
Actually,
work
Aye.
is very difficult to make a
that
living
is
out of.
very difficult to make a living off 100%. Aye.
Because I was a PT for maybe I think 3 years, but it was
Aye.
one of the ones I was barely breaking even.
Aye, so
So
Not really worth
I honestly don't see anything else that I could have been doing.
No, it's good to hear. Again, it's interesting to find all these things out. You obviously, into PT and that, but no any other sport things. Kind of touched on this earlier. I think we can maybe expand a wee bit more of what is your earliest memory of wrestling. Obviously, you said the GBL magazine, and then it was WrestleMania 21.
Well, what I can remember for Mania 21 was Stone Cold in Piper's Pit.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool because then I remember Piper because obviously you know what he was like. He was just a rambler. And he was
Aye.
on the mic and he just turned around to a fan, just shouted bullshit, and I was like, 10-year-old me, I'm like, whoa, what is this? And then obviously Austin comes out and then all that, and then
game changed.
pretty sure fucking Carlito came out and all, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
It's wild. It's something totally. Aye.
Oh, and that was Angle HBK and all that match.
Aye.
I wasn't even that like really into wrestling, but by then I knew that was a fucking cool match. That
Aye. So it's something that draws you in, gives you that memory. I can't remember my last memory. I think it was SummerSlam 93, 92.
You're looking at me as if I would be
I
able to
can't remember
confirm that
because
for
it's
you.
been 2 years since we spoke
You've
about it.
probably
I think
said it at
was
some
always
point.
like we always mention it in episodes. I can't remember.
Papa Shango. That's what for me. That's what I remember.
He used to scare the crap out of me, man. See when he used to set people's boots on fire and all that.
love that bullshit, man. Love it.
Okay.
What's your favourite childhood memory of wrestling?
Went to one of the live shows.
Oh, nice.
Who was it in the main event again? I remember being scared to fuck with Heidenreich.
How fucking wouldn't it be?
But this is when he was a good guy and he was going out asking a fan to come to ringside and that.
No.
Right, okay.
But I was, funnily enough, my seat was F5, which I found pretty funny.
Okay.
But I'm up in F5 and I'm feared in case he fucking walks all the way up and picks me. I was so aye. Who was in the main event? I know Austin was actually there.
Is that the SECC one?
Yes,
Aye,
sir.
it was Austin and Triple H in a tag match, I think, was it not?
I know Austin came as a special ref. I'm sure it was John Cena.
I'm thinking the last time before that, sorry.
John Cena versus, I think, JBL and Kurt Angle with Austin as special guest referee. And I'm like,
okay.
that's pretty cool. Because I can't mind the last time Austin done a live
Just
a house show like that.
Aye.
Especially in Scotland.
Let's go.
Aye.
Exactly. So
I'm sure it was Austin and not just some.
Some guy.
I remember that.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
You're going to explain for everybody
Dolly?
else.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
No, okay.
No. I would have been a good house show to be it. I've never been to a live WWE show. I tell you, I've been to
You've been to NXT?
NXT, that's it, but I've never actually been to a WWE live event.
Did we go when you were a wee guy?
No, we went to something when I was a wee guy, and it was Mankind and The Rock. However, they were both played by the same white guy, who was
Is it like one of these like in Butlins type things?
Aye, it was in like
Mum's
fucking.
like, oh, I've got tickets for the
tickets
wrestling.
for the wrestling, but it was like
Used to like
Butlins, and then the guy that came out as Mankind came out 10 minutes later as The Rock, but he was still wearing the shirt and just took off the mask.
That's about the closest I ever
It's a
got
good job
to
we
it.
never need to answer these questions, isn't it? Because they'd be shit.
I think that was closest I ever got to was Butlins. It was like the 4, 5, 6 kid and all that. Honestly, I think at one point, I think my ma said that Johnny Moss or something wrestled at it at some point. I can't remember. I can only remember it was like a cheap 1, 2, 3 kid.
I was
And
about
like,
6 times I've went to take a drink and I keep stopping in case you're going to say
the
something.
face was like telling all the Waynes to come up and hit him, and like the whole place is just the guy's lying on the apron, the Waynes are just piling in and punching him. All right,
Nothing like a Govan show.
Everybody back! Everybody back!
You've actually reminded me of something. I used to go to Haven when I was younger.
No.
And it was just during training one time. Like, this was years and years ago. And I'm looking at Red Lightning.
No.
I'm like, and he's talking about how he used to do camps. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, I think I've got your fucking autograph. I'm sure it. Because he used to, him and I was 2 other guys in UK Dominator.
Aye.
So I've got Red
It's a great
Lightning's.
nice thing about him, I'll send you it. Right,
I've got Red Lightning's autograph somewhere, and there was one time where he always used to play the bad guy,
Aye.
and I smartened up by then because I used to go every year, and I'm like, all right, they're going to do that, and then tag match, then that, and then one year they switched it up where Red became the face, and I fucking freaking out like, what the fuck, what the fuck. So there's a wee bit of something I've got. Me and Red technically met years and years ago. Because I was just looking at him when he was talking about his camps, and I'm like,
just something triggered that for you.
I'm like, I'm sure I've fucking, because I can't, like, Red Light, that's,
it's distinctive. You're
Aye.
not going to forget that. But
aye. So there you go, I've got Red Lightning's autograph somewhere. I don't know if it'll be off anything, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
one for, I think you should dig that out. That'd be a good one. Has he seen it? Have you show them? Have you actually been able to find it? And like,
No, I've not been able to find it, but he laughed and went, I'm sure I probably did see you then. But it was one of the ones, I don't know if I got a photo with him. I know I had a photo with UK Dominator.
No.
Because he was always the good guy in
Aye.
that show. Well, when I was there, when I went.
Because there's a really good. I think he's in the British wrestler thing, Vice, isn't he?
I think he is, aye.
I'm sure I'll send you if you've not seen
Aye.
it. It's fucking brilliant. Aye, because Garrido's on it. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards.
Swiftly on to our next question. Who is your favourite wrestler? Then, now, and forever.
Cease and desist. What?
I had to put it. I couldn't think of another 3 words to try and describe it, rather than past, present,
Aye,
and
so
future.
current, previous, and want to watch out for.
Aye, okay. I'll change it for the next episode.
I'm just going to be pure lazy here and just name the one for all of them.
Cool.
Aye, that's absolutely fine.
Because I always go through those phases where I watch a bunch of one wrestling, go, oh, he's brilliant, they're brilliant.
Watch out.
And then I watch somebody else, I'm like, oh, they're
better.
brilliant.
Aye.
But you can't beat Eddie Guerrero, come on.
Aye.
there you
He's
go.
the absolute king.
Like,
Absolute.
Even just as actual in-ring work. It's everything. Just, aye, can't be Eddie Guerrero. That's probably all my answer for that. So, aye, if you don't like that, tough.
No, that's absolutely fine. I mean, Eddie Guerrero was, and still is, one of the best to ever step foot in that ring, even outside of it. Seemed like a genuinely nice human being. He seemed to be really, really great. Never met him. I'd love to have met him personally. All I'd say about that is that memorial promo for WWE still
Don't. No.
Still to this
I can't even listen to the song.
Aye.
I actually took, I think, no joke, probably a week off school.
No.
Fuck. And I had all my family members phoning me asking me if I'm alright. I'm like, no, I'm not alright. Fucking Eddie's gone. I'm fucking... But that was the thing, I didn't notice. Like, I think he died on the Saturday or something. I didn't notice till the Monday. Because I always checked the website and it was just his face, but I didn't read it. I was like, something about Eddie. Who cares? It's nothing serious. Bad. Oh, what? So, Eddie's favourite all time.
Dynamite.
This is a question that we normally ask on this Island Breaking Ground series, but I never added it into this one. Would you lie, cheat, or steal?
I mean, he has.
Yeah.
Well, I've got an option. I can only choose one of them.
Yeah. So just think of it as, you're in a match. To be fair, I think you've actually done all three.
But then if I steal, then I'm technically lying. If they say, did you steal it? And I go, no.
Stealing's technically cheating.
Yeah, so can't have one without the other. So there you go.
I'll see myself it.
Aye.
There you go. Debunk that.
Get a drink, son.
Get up, yeah.
Note to self, leave that question out for future episodes. That's very true.
No others are as smart as me, because you can't lie and you can't cheat or steal without doing all the above. There you go.
Okay.
And if anyone else says that, they're obviously fucking copying me.
Trademark. Cease and desist. Yeah, that Kez will just come and batter your face on. If you had to watch a wrestling pay-per-view on repeat for 24 hours, which one would it be?
SummerSlam 2002.
Run that one through me because I cannot remember that. What was...
Angle, Mysterio, one of the best openers.
Right, okay, aye.
Rock,
and Rock.
which was a screamer of a 10-minute match. That was very quick. Michaels returning against Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
Taker versus Test.
Somebody else.
Who else? RVD and Benoit.
No.
Yeah.
Which was good. Who else was on it? There was a couple other ones. Don't quote me, but I think Ric Flair and Jericho. And I think there was one other match, but I can't remember it. Sure, it was a tag match. But aye, SummerSlam 2002.
That's a good one.
That is a very, very good one.
Stacked card. I mean, think it, every match in that is main event caliber.
Aye, it was an absolute screamer.
Just continuing on, who would you say has got the most iconic entrance music?
Again, it can be you.
What, of all time or in Scotland?
Both.
I'll do both.
They both.
For Scotland is... Well, there's two. Obvious one is Same and Aim, Lionheart.
Yeah.
And the other one is Just Justice.
Yeah.
You can bring me down, I can back again. Sorry.
Couldn't he not sing that?
Please
There's
don't sing
actually
the whole
a
time.
match I had with him when he was Just Justice, and I was trying so hard in the ring not to smile, because it was just ridiculous, wasn't it?
It is. It was so fucking over.
Sportatorium.
Of all time,
All time, aye.
just because it was probably the best debut ever, Kane's theme.
Yes,
It's
full
first-
with full organs and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
I agree. I do love the Slow Chemical one. Think
Aye, that's a good one and all, but it doesn't beat the
Aye.
whole build up with the first one.
Nice. Aye, the quality tune.
Okay, so Kane, Hartle,
Just
Justice. What is your most favourite design of a wrestling championship title?
Big gold. Beautiful.
WCW, World Heavyweight. Aye.
Beautiful belt.
It is, and I'm sure in one of your kind of Asylum Breakdowns we just did recently. It was brought up as well that it's been quite a popular choice for people. And
I wish they would bring it back, man.
Aye.
But I can understand why they don't, because it's not got the big WWE logo.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they've got that, so that when they put it on, like winning NFL teams and that, they're like, oh, there's our brand there.
Yeah, change of side plates there. Big
But
Gold
aye,
was a...
Big Gold's a beautiful belt.
Aye. I remember when I first seen the Big Gold, and it was when Ric Flair brought it to WWE, and it was the, the blood out belt, and
Then they
like-
used the WWF tag team one,
yeah,
when it just a black dot, and you look and you're like, that's clearly no the
it's
Yeah,
not
aye.
a Big Gold.
no even the same shape, no nothing.
It's iconic as well, especially with the NWO getting spray painted across it as well.
Yeah, we've got one of them.
Sorry,
I've got one of them.
You've got one of them, but it says ICW
42
on it.
regular.
We had a big gold title ICW painted on it for a WWE 2K tournament, to which Craig is the current undefeated champion because, well, when you fight Craig, he doesn't play nice and goes
Punch
outside.
spammer.
He goes outside the ring and picks up a steel chair, and you go, Craig, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hits you with a steel chair, gets the qualifying, goes, title doesn't change hand, it's disqualification, motherfucker. Picks the
Love it.
physical title up and walks out the room.
That's how you do it.
Once.
That's how you do it.
Aye, and that is, I think, it's a quality belt. It's a nice size. It's because I was reading up belt reviews, and it was the
Right, fucking back up a bit. You were reading belt reviews?
yeah.
Like wrestling belt reviews or just
Ye-
belts in general?
No, do you know what? I
just-
just wanted a nice thin
I just
leather
want leather
belt. Do you know
belts
what I
and
mean?
shit, aye, that's what he was
you know,
doing.
fuck it. You know what I mean,
He's got one of the ones with chains hanging off it. And
Aye.
That's what he went for.
back in the 90s, aye.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I was wearing one of them yesterday.
And it was the undisputed title. I think version 2 or something it was the bigger size. Then it went smaller. When it went,
That's the one that Triple H brought in 2002.
I think so. It was like when Brock first got it, it was like huge and it had like
Aye.
3 side plates at the side. And then when it went down to Angle, it was an actual. The guy had the 2 belts in comparison. The updated version was actually smaller, and it was missing a side plate because obviously they went for we need a big title for Brock. Now it's going down to the smaller guys.
Aye.
We need a different version of it.
That was a nice belt and all.
Just came out of my head
Aye.
there. Been so many nice titles.
Zero G's quite a nice title, to be honest. But
But you know what's better than the 0G?
what?
The World Heavyweight title. That this guy holds. Yeah.
What
It's a big
sook.
belt. It's a very, very big belt. Very heavy.
Aye.
A lot heavier than the ZOG, that's for sure. Wasn't
Aye.
expecting that when I grabbed hold of it. Didn't help that I think there was deep heat on it.
Fuck.
Oh,
So obviously I'm all hyped up. And I'm trying to hold this and I'm
And
like,
it's just sliding. Aye.
and I'm like, I'm going up to the second tier. Fucking pray to God the first thing that I don't do
Just throw it.
is fucking drop this.
Drop the motherfucker.
So if you watch back and look at it, you just see the concentration on my face.
I'm going to now, actually. I'll just pull that up on my phone.
we've heard. No, we've not heard that version. We heard the
Oh, the weird one.
that
Aye,
other
it's
version,
all
the old
one.
version. It was like we first heard it. We'd interviewed Demo, and Demo gave us like, fucking,
Aye.
this is fucking heavy, man. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
you need
And obviously it's bigger and more heavy. I imagine it's more heavier now.
to. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot heavier.
Nice. Right. What would be your dream type of match to participate in, as in gimmick wise?
Ones that's already existed, or one I can make up myself, or what?
Aye, if you want to make one up, fucking make one up.
I've fucking put myself in a corner here. I have no
To
idea.
be fair, the last series of episodes when we spoke about what kind of dream matches do you want to end up in,
Some of them have happened.
some of them have happened. Like
So-
we went to Dublin and explained to Session Moth what a Scottish drinking rules match was, and then about 3-4 weeks later, she ended up in
Get me
Scottish
fucking
Drinking Rules. She's like, I'm never drinking Jack Daniels again. But no, yeah,
What island was that, Craig?
Springburn.
Definitely need a drinking one.
But no, anything
Cool.
at all. If it's one that's, you know, like, well, you've already done a steel cage, you know, if it's like, oh, King of Insanity or fucking Kez's Chaotic Nightmare.
I'm just going to stop you right there. No,
Fuck no.
absolutely not.
Can be anything.
Just because I watched them firsthand, Good Housekeeping match.
Ah,
But I don't think I could replicate the magic that was Wolfgang and Liam Thompson's
I
fucking
don't think I've
saga.
ever seen anything so funny, and
Aye.
literally don't think I've ever laughed so much.
But I would like
Fucking
one of
washing
these
machine.
Brilliant.
stupid matches. But as of right now, I'm champion, so I can't
Aye,
do anything
you can't be
stupid.
doing silly shit like that when you're
No.
like, no.
And if they did come to me, I'd be like, no, absolutely not.
No, thank you. Okay.
No, especially not against Wolfie anyway, man.
No.
We were at Fear and Loathing, we were sitting at the ramp. You see when he picked up that wash machine, she nearly jumped at her fucking skin because he went like that. I'm like, I'm going to hit with a wash machine at Fear and Loathing, man. Just the sheer strength.
Because that wasn't even hollowed out. We had one before, and it wasn't hollowed. It was hollowed out.
They drumming it or something?
Nah, it was just all kind of gutted at the back.
Aye.
So maybe 2 years could hold it. Obviously, Wolfie could do it. But then the second time, we forgot to hollow it out.
Fucking hell.
And that's the one that he
The one that
fucking...
he's,
Aye, no wonder he nearly teetered a wee bit to the side, but then. Aye.
No, I'm pretty sure he still had... He's stupid.
He's stupid strong. Aye.
Aye.
It's
that's-
scary. It's absolutely scary.
I've seen him years ago, if you remember, when Leighton was the priests in the bra.
Oh, when he
Aye.
threw him.
I was in that.
Aye. How far did he fling him then?
That was Bram, though.
That was Bram.
Oh, so it was. Oh my god, so it was.
No,
I've seen,
No, but no,
I've
it's
seen
Bram.
Wolfie throw Leighton about like a fucking.
You're thinking
Aye.
Lou. You're
But
thinking
no,
Lou.
but to
I
be
think
fair,
Lou.
right,
Lou King Sharp.
to pick up on that, right,
It was, wasn't it? It was Lou that-
and to pick up on that in NXT UK, Wolfie does literally throw Mark Coffey
aye.
like, at the top of the rope. So, and Mark Coffey's a big guy.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Mind that social he broke the ring.
Yes.
aye,
Yes.
non-hollowed out wash machine, throw Mark Coffey as just as your tag partner. Aye, Wolfie's fucking strong.
Aye, he's definitely strong, no question there.
Still want to see how far he could throw in, but
Aye, I'm sure I've seen him throw Leighton up and catch him for a power slam.
he probably has.
Or have I dreamt that?
You dream of
Maybe
lot
a
of things.
power slam, aye, but no, over. That was
Right.
Bram, because I was in that segment. Because I had the crutch, because I think
Aye.
I done something with my ankle again.
Because I'm sure mine before that throw happened, obviously we were kind of in our normal spot, and I was like, we're going to get hit by Leighton. No, he's went right over the top of us. It's just like, no, never mind.
I need to look that up. I'm positive I've got a distinct memory of it.
Just ask the man himself.
Aye, I will.
Aye,
I will.
aye.
So we have a question for you.
So, proper pop-up power slam, I remember it.
Good housekeeping match.
Good housekeeping match, cool.
Bit interesting. Greatest finisher of all time.
Again, can be yours.
Just trying to think.
It can be any reason at all in regards to like.
There's different types of finishers in my eyes. There's ones that are out of nowhere, and the ones that the build up.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah.
That's what I was.
Aye.
The words I was looking for. Aye.
So if you think out of nowhere one, then what's the
RKO or-
RKO? Sweet chin.
Sweet chin.
No.
I actually like a frog splash, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Visually,
Yeah.
if they can do it, it's a really nice.
I think a beauty to it.
Aye, it's a bastard taking though.
I can imagine. No.
Like I've only took Lionheart's once, and that was
Probably enough times.
aye. That was at a Comic-Con, sure.
Is that the ones in the
SCCC.
SCCC?
Aye,
We were at that one.
Aye.
And the only way I could describe it was I felt lightning bolts going into my teeth. It was awful. And then he suggested it later on down the line. I went, can we just take the rock bottom? And he just went, oh, you don't want to take this frog splash? I went, absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking not. Not after that. Right, okay. So, frog splash. What about there's always a lot of people that they're kind of slow, their builds or their 5 moves at down settles, like your rocks, does your spine busters, your people elbow, your whatever it is. If you get one that you really like that's it's a weight, it's a setup, there's a build for it. Like,
See, that's another one where if you say one move, I go, that's a brilliant move. Then you go, oh, what about this? I'm like, that's
actually,
also
aye, that's
fucking
brilliant. Aye. Spear, corner, edge. That kind of
Goldberg.
build. Goldberg, aye, true.
Goldberg. Well, Edge's setup to it is good. I like that, but Goldberg's is fuck taking that.
Aye.
Fuck
It's
that.
like getting hit by a car, probably.
It just seems horrible.
Yeah.
You know,
But
like
I-
Goldberg.
I was going to look at Goldberg yesterday. But that's a story for another time.
Aye,
'Cause
okay.
everybody in this room's now heard it 4 times, so I
Aye.
don't need anything.
Nah, so it's one of the ones if it, Again, I like the simple ones. See, like there's certain ones nowadays. You'll probably catch on soon that see like the current generation of wrestling.
Yeah.
No, your thing.
No, my thing really.
Aye.
You can tell by how I work in that. I'm just keeping it simple. So
Aye. I mean,
certain
like,
folks like finishers and that. I'm like
Too much flippy shit.
that and stuff. I'm like that makes no sense. Like
I always think that's a big thing though, is that it needs to make sense. It's pointless if you
That's what
hit
I-
out with this brilliant move or this brilliant kind of set, but it doesn't actually make sense to what's happening.
that's what I say with everything really. With wrestling, does it make sense?
No.
yeah.
In what sense should this be happening for this? There's one, I can't mind who does it. It's like a reverse GTS, but he's got him in a torture rack.
Uh-huh.
Flips him over and does a really shitey looking knee. I'm like, why are you doing that? When it's somebody like really that struggles doing it, I'm like, why is that your
Aye.
finish?
Aye.
You know what I mean?
And as you said earlier on, you know, you get your pile driver, Kez Spencer, you
Mhm.
submission.
Brilliant name, by the way.
Love it, absolutely fucking love that. Best finisher name ever, I
Aye.
think. It needs to make sense. I mean, like you can't, especially in ICW, if you were in a street fight, you can't exactly go into a 450 splash.
No.
Want to win flair because
Aye,
one,
so-
it's not
yeah.
logical. You physically can't do it, and two, how you got to do it? You know, whereas pile driver,
I don't think we have that problem in ICW right now.
Aye, thanks for that, Mr. Doris.
yeah, I think we're going. I
Big
think,
guy.
I think I put a question in about that later on
Yeah,
in
right.
regards to the new rules.
His entrance gear at Fear and Loathing,
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. Loved it. So, world champion endorses Feels Law, if that's what it's called.
I think
Feels
it will be
Okay.
now though, probably after that, if it isn't
Feels
already.
I can agree with some parts of it. I think it does make it more interesting and puts pressure on like the type like it was with Andy Wild and Big Damo the time
Yeah.
running it and things like
Yeah.
that. There is a question at the end that I've got in regards to your square goal, which we can come to. This next wee set of questions, I need to kind of plug this because this is where I get inspiration from. It was actually Back to the Future. But Inside the Ropes created a wrestling almanac for, I think it was 2021, and it was all the stats and everything and all that. So this
Okay.
next wee kind of section, inspired by that, if you could go back to any era of wrestling, with a wrestling almanac to the present date, you can bet on one wrestling match. What are you betting on? So from today to any time, bet on one match
And win money for it.
and win money for it. Style of
Oh,
Back
right.
to the
So you want
Future.
to go with something that's out of nowhere, nobody ever
Brock
saw.
Lesnar versus Undertaker, Mania 30.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
like
Aye.
that.
Because I remember seeing the odds, and it was.
Stupid.
Aye.
I remember watching that. One of the guys next to me started greeting.
I went to. We had a guy who used to be in this that went to it, and a guy I used to work with went to it. But Alan, he says the air gets sucked out the arena.
You hear it on the telly?
Hear a
Yeah.
pin drop, and
Great moment. I thought I was. If there was a time to do it, it was Mania 30. And
Aye.
Aye.
who more believable than fucking Lesnar?
Aye.
But match itself, you can tell Taker was really fucked.
Aye.
It was sad to kind of watch knowing what it was like. But I would bet on that just because I would have made a lot of money.
aye.
Did you go to the Inside the Ropes
Yeah, I
that
was just
Heyman
about
did?
to say that.
No, I
You
didn't.
seen the clip?
What he basically
Aye.
told, Heyman's fucking brilliant. Isn't he?
Aye. Because that's after watching that, I'm going shit. Maybe
Aye.
he did just drop a 60-year-old man in his seat.
That's how that's how good Heyman is. What I would give to spend 10 minutes picking at his brain.
Oh, aye.
My God.
Aye. I mean, he had everybody in that room just going, shit. What? I mean, it
Because
was
he's
just a
that
part of-
good.
Aye.
He's that fucking good.
What's going to happen? Basically,
Yeah.
it says, you know, for those that don't know, have not seen the clip, it was what if Brock went into business for himself, decided to beat the Undertaker down legitimately enough that the Undertaker couldn't kick out, hooked the leg hard enough that Taker couldn't kick out. What's going to happen? You're going to walk backstage and go, oh, you're sacked. You're going to sack your WWE champion. Why? Because he went into business for himself. Not going to happen.
Aye.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you'd won some good
aye,
money.
the
after
odds on that was... You'd never bet on it. Because you were, nah, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to waste my money.
I've only bet on one WrestleMania. It was Mania 31, and I got humped immediately.
Yeah. I bet in the Rumble, but that's it.
I was actually really annoyed with it because I can't mind what it was, but if I go oi them right,
Aye.
Yeah.
I would have been like a good bit of money.
No.
And
Was it like accumulator sort of thing?
Aye.
Right, cool.
and fucking cut a sack. So for some reason, I was just because he was doing his Hulkamania thing, his
Aye.
Axelmania,
Excellent.
and I was just a big mark for that at the time.
I
Like,
did really like
and I'm
him.
like, surely he would go over on the fucking Andre. Not first eliminated. I was fuming, and then every other match, I got right.
Sorry.
I even like
Fuck.
there was even an
God.
option to say, "Oh, Seth's going to cash in,"
Right.
and I put that one.
Gotten, man. Absolutely gotten.
That's
Aye.
why I never bet.
Aye.
Never bet.
Rumble, I like to do for a wee outsider.
Aye.
I mean, but it's you don't. It's. I'm surprised you can bet on it. To be honest.
I know it's when you take a step back, you're like,
No.
it's a bit stupid. People can easily like.
Aye.
Aye, leak it and things. I mean, it's like the Rumble. I know there's a lot of moaning about the Rumble because they're announcing the females that are coming to it. That was the best part about the Rumble was
The surprises.
the surprises. I mean, I
Aye.
remember staying off of social media when Edge came back, and
I stayed up for that one.
Kellyann came out of the room. I was in tears, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, 9 years. He's been away for 9 years, and he's back. She's like, "What? I mean, 9 years?" And then he's texting me, and he's like, "Because I don't think you had seen it at the
No,
point."
I hadn't.
And then you finally put in the chat saying, Kirstin put in the chat going, "Oh, I've just seen it." And he's like, "Yeah, I've got carpet burns. I fell to my knees." And it's just like, that's just amazing. And it's a surprise of the Rumble.
Aye.
And
A fucking elbow dropped the floor when Drew won it.
Oh, I Drew won that, wasn't it? That was fucking brilliant.
it's and that's kind of, for me personally, I don't know about you guys, that's what I love about ICW. You know, there is not any spoilers really whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? And even in the position
Yeah.
that we're in, we still don't get spoilers. And
No.
that's what I love about it. Like, you know, with DCT returning, nobody knew that.
Aye, and
Nobody
I
had
think
a
in
fucking clue. Aye.
on the odd time, maybe in the last like 7 or 8 years, that I've maybe ended up like getting an accidental spoiler.
Aye, had
Um,
that a few times.
Aye. You do. You still get the pop, you still get the reaction, but see when you know it's coming, it's just no the same.
Aye.
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 So,
Definitely.
Sitting there,
Aye.
especially in ones like that, when you're like, oh fuck, what's going to
See,
happen? What's going to happen?
Even like watching stuff on AEW, TNA, WWE, wherever you're watching it, if you know
Yeah.
the outcome of it, you don't enjoy it as much. So
Aye,
why spoil that? Why ruin that for
Aye.
yourself?
aye. It's
That's the
good.
best part of
It's-
it. It's
Funny
that.
every now and again, I'm like, oh, tell me. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. No, don't tell me.
No. Cool.
Much
Aye.
prefer not knowing and
It's
getting
good.
that.
It sucks you in, gives you a bit of excitement.
Aye.
And enjoys it.
Anyway, we've went off on a tangent
A
there.
little bit.
That's all right.
It's kind of what
It's all
we do.
good. Again, if you could have been front row for any wrestling match in history, what would it have been?
Rock Hogan.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes. Favourite of all time.
Again, they done fuck all in that match.
Aye.
Aye.
Bunch
Who-
of lockups, push away, you know, fucking
Finish them, maybe.
poses. 2002 was really bad for folk doing each other's finishers. Have you ever noticed that?
It was
Watch
rife
back.
in the early 2000s, aye.
Like especially with Rock and Austin, they always done the stunners.
Aye,
and-
aye.
But if you watch like all the main events in 2002,
Mhm.
everybody steals each other's finishers. I think that was just the craze back then. Nowadays, it's folk kicking out
Aye.
folks' finishers.
Kicking out of things that have never been kicked out of before. Do you know, actually, this might be wrong by the time this comes out, because obviously we've got the Rumble coming up and stuff like that. And actually, no, that's the... But anyway, I read a thing, and I don't know if it's true. Apparently, the most protected finisher...
Baron Corbin's.
Aye! Nobody's kicked out at the end of this.
Well,
Aye,
he,
I see.
he needs to hit it. When was the last time he fucking hit it?
I mean, aye, true.
Then again, he doesn't need to hit it. He's.
Aye, he just pays that. You get these, what?
I read that and it gave me a wee smile because
Aye.
nowadays nothing's really
Nothing's
protected.
protected, aye.
Aye.
That's cool.
Who were you rooting for? Rock or Hogan?
Nowadays, I just kind of love the whole atmosphere of it all
Mm-hmm.
and how they both switched on the fly.
Because it was obviously the Hulk. I watched it. It was
Rock
like
was face, supposed to be face,
Yeah.
and Hogan was heel.
the heel, and it was it was a Hollywood Rock coming
Aye.
in it, and obviously Hollywood Hogan, and
It swapped around a good few times in that match. It was
So I've not really got an answer for that. I just liked the whole atmosphere.
atmosphere.
Because
Cool.
the crowd were part of that. and
Aye,
all.
they were hot,
They were
constantly changing in it. Okay, in going back again to a specific era, you can protect one moment. However, the other is erased from history forever.
Well,
You
that's
get-
a harsh question.
You've got a decision between. I stole this off of something. I can't remember who I stole it off of, so I apologise. June 23rd, 1996, Austin 316 is born. On July 7th, 1996, NWO is formed. You can keep one, the other gets erased.
I'm trying to think.
Obviously, if you go with Austin and erase the 1996, Hollywood Hogan's no born, Rock and Hogan at 18 wouldn't have happened.
But then you wouldn't have gotten all the fucking shambles at the end of NWO when they
Yeah.
had like 20 odd.
the whole WCW roster.
Aye.
I love the NWO, but it just get
The first few months of NWO were fucking untouchable.
aye. It's just,
It was just when they kind of started bringing in everybody. Kind of ruined it. When they started having a B team, that's when I'm like, right, they've
Aye.
kind of jumped the shark here.
Aye.
The World
Eh,
Cup. Okay, so
thing is though, the Austin 316 promo, that he didn't fucking go right into the main event at that
took
point.
some time.
Aye, still had his stuff with Brett. Oh well, that's just it probably
That's
have to
your
be
answer.
Austin 316 then, because see his stuff with Brett. Oh,
Aye.
Sharpshooter and fucking caked in blood.
not even that. See his Survivor Series match when Brett came back. That was a
Mm.
fucking great match and all. But aye, it'll have to be Austin 316
Keep
then.
Austin 316
Cool,
ready.
cool. Good
That-
choice. Good choice.
Aye, interesting.
Because even if NWO didn't form, they would have to have thought of something to
Aye.
keep up with
With WWE
Austin.
and Monday Night World. I remember,
Competition is
like,
good.
I think it was. I can't remember
Definitely.
what documentary it was on. It was. I know I'm getting off on one again. Sorry. It was when they done the DX invasion, and they were at
Aye.
WCW and they were banging on the shuttles.
Mhm.
I can't remember. Possibly on WWE Network. I think it was
And
on.
maybe
I think
that
it was
Monday
in-
Night War show they did that kind of.
Aye, and it was basically like it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and they were on the other side of the shutter,
Aye,
fighting
man.
with the security guard, going, "Open the fucking shutter." No,
Aye.
open the shutter, dude. Do you realise this is live telly, and we're going to be on their program? Open the shutter, and just cause a riot, just cause chaos. I mean, Monday Night Wars were good.
It was that thing. It's on the network.
It was on the network. I think it was. Aye,
It's like an 8 or 9 part kind of series.
aye.
I tried to get Kat to watch it. We get too into it, and she's like, "I don't want to watch this anymore."
Aye, no.
Craig's like, and that's why she's not invited.
Nor does she ever fucking hear
I was going to say she'll never hear this anyway, so it's cool.
Final question in the sort of back to theirs part. You can arrange a table for 3 with any 2 individuals from the wrestling business, be it a wrestler, a manager, announcers, from past or present. Who would you choose?
We mentioned Paul earlier on.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse me.
No worries.
Paul Heyman,
Okay.
Jake Roberts,
Oh.
and who else? There's so many great minds. Who would I fucking really want to? Probably Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
Again, my type of style
Right.
of wrestling. Not that I can be as good as Arn Anderson or Jake Roberts, but it's one of the ones. If I can get 10 minutes to pick at their brain, I would come out a
You'd
better.
have something. Yeah.
I'd come out a better performer.
Aye.
For it. So, aye, Paul Heyman, Jake Roberts, Arn Anderson.
Nice.
Okay.
Interesting. A similar kind of question, but it's from Craig Brown. Which 3 people would you go on a night out with, past or present?
I can't really say Jake Roberts because or Arn because he gets stabby with scissors.
There's another one in there, but we can't really say.
I don't know, because all the stories that you've heard
Aye,
before.
that's why I'm not mentioning our name.
I've always said this, see if I was born in that era, I wouldn't fucking survive as a wrestler. No. I would be so uncomfortable in that day night suit. Just folk fucking try to stab each other. And that, just wanna... So I've honestly not got an answer.
No.
In fact, Craig, fuck off, you're not getting an answer.
I'm not getting an answer, Craig.
Sorry, Greg.
I remember it was I think it was in Bret Hart's book. It was before the steroid scandal.
What one?
Like the main one, WWE. Vince took them all out to the strip clubs
Oh,
and, all
right,
that, and says, "Oh, like, have a good time and all that." And it was like LOD, Hawk and Animal, and obviously we know what their lifestyle was like. They sort of picked him up for the Doomsday.
Done Doomsday on
And then they put Hawk jumped off the bar and gently put him down, like it was very so slightly, and Bret Hart sitting there going, the Jim, the Anvil, he's like, we'd have fucking hit that. He says, next minute all I know is Anvil's picked up Vince, there's a path cleared, I've drunk my Jack Daniels, next minute I've just crashed through and gave Vince McMahon the heart attack through the table, and the two of them are laughing, they're pissed in their strip club, and Vince goes, if I remember this in the morning, remind me to fucking fire you. And aye, that's a brilliant book, and like reading about the night suit and that, and as you say, some of the night suit were crazy back then.
It's for the stories you hear, but a bit too crazy sometimes when you listen back.
So, final question before we go to Kirstin's section of the 10 count and go into a break. It's from Elaine. Quite a bit of a serious question.
I'm sorry, is your house fucking automated?
What?
A fucking lamp just turned on? Or Kez, have you got powers you're not telling us about?
No, I did not move at all.
Have you ever heard of a timer, Greg?
Oh, aye, cool.
Bear in mind I work shifts sometimes, I'm not here, so
Aye, right, fair enough.
I need to make it look like I live here sometimes. That's all.
Fucking Kez Jedi in the corner. Kez,
Question for Elaine. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
In terms of wrestling, when I just started wrestling.
Eh?
Yeah, in terms of wrestling.
Patience.
Okay.
Because there was times, maybe, and sounds ridiculous even, like 2 years in, I'm thinking I'm going nowhere. There's points where I'm seeing folk that have came into my school like before me, after I joined,
No.
and they're getting spots, and I'm still on ring crew, and I'm like, I am not getting anywhere. And there was points where I was like, don't know if I want to keep doing this, because there was nights where it was like, it was insufferable, because I'm doing ring crew for, can't mind what time at morning to late early morning the next day.
Yeah.
And these folks who have no been in here as long as I have, and they just kind of saunter in, kind of not going to throw folk under the bus, but folk that haven't really paid their dues. I hate saying that word, but if you want to get what I've done, work hard for it.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one thing that I will always say, that I have worked hard for where I'm at right now.
100%,
yeah,
aye.
100%.
But there is some folk out there that will, because they've been brought in, they think their shit don't stink.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice, would just be patient.
Patience.
You can't win a race looking side on.
Eyes in the prize.
Always look forward.
Yep.
You'll never win a race looking side on, seeing who's next to you. So, advice. And don't take shit for anybody.
Okay.
And the fans are wankers.
So just before we head into the break, we have got an all brand new 10 count from Kirstin. I will pass you over to her. She can explain what the 10 count is. I did remove your controversial question at the end, but I did put another controversial question.
That's probably
in
just
then.
as controversial.
So I'd like to keep it like that. So
Yep.
I'll pass you
Not
over
that
to
there's
Kirstin.
much explaining required, but simple. 10 quick questions, looking for 10 quick answers.
I shall
Alright.
do my best.
Okay, so thin and crispy or deep pan?
Thin and crispy.
Chocolate or crisps?
Crisps.
Action movie or horror movie?
Action.
Table, ladders or chairs match?
Tables.
Square go match, entry number 1 or entry number 30?
Doesn't matter, I would win it anyway.
Favourite flavour of popcorn?
Don't like popcorn.
Which movie have you seen the most?
I have no idea, actually. Try to think.
Oh, quick, tick-tock.
Don't rush me.
I like your confidence to rush Kez.
Well, it's meant to be fast. We'll come back to it.
Aye, we'll come back to that.
Favourite band or singer?
Rammstein.
Nice.
What song can you currently not stop listening to?
I'm Still Standing.
Oh, I like it.
I know, it's a bit, yeah.
Not what I was
It's a new
expecting,
one.
but okay. And a new controversial one, Jack and Rose in the Titanic movie. Was there space for both of them on that door?
I don't care because I don't like the movie.
That's fair enough.
Good answer.
Any further forward with the movie?
I will say, technically it's an action film, technically a horror film, Aliens.
Aye,
I've watched
okay.
that a fair amount.
Fucking quality
That'll
movie.
Oh, well, I've just remembered, Robocop.
Nice.
I grew up watching that one.
And that
Robocop.
is the new version of the 10 count.
Okay, right, so we will be back with you properly in part 2 very, very soon. More questions from the fans to come, a couple more from ourselves. Got some good stuff here, but well, before we kind of end this episode off, Kez, is there anything you want to get out there, anything you want to talk about? I hear you've got some pretty nice things
Yes,
up for grabs now.
Shiny new merchandise. ICW logo inspired World Championship tees. I've put it out on all my socials. Is that what they say nowadays? Or socials?
Socials,
On
aye.
your
your
socials.
socials.
God, I hate this generation. So it's all on my social media. If anyone's interested, I've still got limited stock. DM me. God, I hate saying that now. Message me.
At least it's not a slide into my DMs.
Oh God.
So that's it. Cool. So nice t-shirts there. If you want one, there's not many left. Get your messages in, and
Or I'll hate yous more.
is that possible?
Yes.
Oh, fuck! I
I'm
buy
v-
them.
If you'd believe it, I'm very reserved. But if you buy my merch, I might tolerate yous. Not like yous. Tolerate yous.
Tolerate. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you in part 2. So there you have it. Some pretty damn interesting answers there from Kez. You heard them at the end there again. Also, don't forget, check out Kez on all his social media. He's got some pretty goddamn good merch on the go right now. And he will tolerate is less. He can hate is more. So, we'll see. Thanks again to Kez for coming on board. We do have a part 2 up and coming for you very, very soon. Check all the usual places and all of your good podcast stations. In the meantime, please have a wee look at some of our most recent work on Asylum Breaking Grounds with some up-and-coming talent out of GPWA. Until next time, thanks for listening. Catch you soon.